This video contains spoilers for FF7 and the FF7R trilogy. We will discuss the functionality of the branching dream worlds presented within Remake and Rebirth, and how they help us to understand Sephiroth's goal, as well as their likely implications for the game's story. Let's quickly review all of the independent phenomena that help us to understand the branching dream worlds. We see Whispers, the Arbiter of Fate, two Breaches of Fate, the Edge of Creation, Zack and Stamps, Rainbow Bursts, the space between worlds, worlds merging, rifts, various characters dragged between dream worlds, Zack and Rainbows, Sephiroth feeding the planet, the branching worlds referred to as in a dream, dream walking to host bodies. We learn that time stops when planets die, and that the life stream bridges time. A series of explanations exist within the game that help us to further understand what is going on. The now famous description of the planes within the life stream that describes that spiritual energy is a manifestation of our knowledge and memories. What about our hopes and dreams? We remember those, don't we? So what if our spiritual energy doesn't distinguish between our real, lived memories and the unrealized desires deep in our hearts? If we combine this in-world theory with our understanding of Yogacara and the collective unconscious, it implies that the branching worlds are in fact imagined possibilities of their inhabitants and the collective consciousness of the planet. Zack's decisions and the rainbows suggest that acts of agency within these worlds create new branching paths. This aligns with Sephiroth's description of the branching worlds between worlds. Aerith describes one of these worlds as a dream, or my dream to be precise, and that we are homecoming or homeward bound maybe, implying that this system doesn't exist completely inside of the lifestream, meaning that this system may be slightly different in nature from those described in the Cosmo Canyon quote, or they may be one in the same. It might be that memories and dreams within the planet flow as freely and independently as human thought. The system that we visit likely exists just outside of the lifestream and serves a specific purpose. We learn that Sephiroth's goal is to permanently extend the life of the planet. He also demonstrates an understanding of these systems, describing them in detail. He tells us that his goal requires a reunion of worlds, and that he is also feeding the planet in order to achieve it. He appears to be using these systems to achieve his aim. They were guarded by the Arbiter of Fate and the Whispers. Our heroes were deceived into defeating them and wrenching open the branching worlds, as they serve a purpose for Sephiroth. On two occasions, we see an action that breaches fate in the true reality, yet nothing changes. The planet decides her own fate, and is clearly happy with the sum of its existence, vetoing any attempts to change the prime reality. By contrast, we see acts of agency occurring within the branching dream worlds, each time birthing new possible worlds. We also see characters dragged between the worlds and out of time, past the points of their deaths. Cloud is also taken to the future. This suggests that the dream worlds are far more flexible in their nature and possibilities than the primary lived reality, which is subject to more strict rules and consequences. It also suggests that the confluence of worlds possesses some special quality that allows the true reality and the dreams to overlap, or for Cloud's consciousness to travel through to another body. Sephiroth may be burning up an entire world each time he does this in order to power the confluence. Sephiroth is feeding the planet, adding to the total mass of experience within the lifestream. The experience he is adding appears to be negative, gradually twisting the nature and emotional state of Gaia. Sephiroth's goal is to permanently extend the life of the planet. To achieve this, he needs to twist the planet's will by feeding it negative experiences of hopeless lives cut short. He will then convince Gaia to adopt a new dream reality in place of the primary one. If this is correct, then I suspect that the dream worlds were the planet's dormant primordial system for imagining and creating its own future. The planet's experience of time appears to be atemporal. It is bridged by the life stream, meaning that the life of the planet from beginning to end has already been approved by Gaia. She chooses her own fate, amassed from the infinite possible acts of agency of her inhabitants. This exists beyond the perception of all those native to Gaia. To the best of my understanding, this is how I believe the planet's systems function, providing a plausible explanation to each of these mysteries, feeding the planet, the reunion of worlds, merging of worlds, the confluence of worlds, the rift, and whatever this is. Sephiroth's goal is to permanently extend the life of the planet. He tells us that he wishes to create eternity. We aren't given much concrete information other than his goal. However, it is likely that he wishes to destroy the primary reality and then convince the planet to replace it with a new one of his design from within the branching dream worlds. The nature of the world that he wishes to create is still a little ambiguous to me, and I can see it existing between two extremes: a more literal reading of his intentions and a slightly more metaphysical one. The literal reading is that he wishes to take Cloud to the edge of creation within a branching dream world, have Cloud help him avert the death of that world, and then force the planet to adopt that dream as the new, chosen, prime reality. From here, he can observe and dictate the branching paths as he sees fit, possibly with Cloud by his side, forever. A more metaphysical reading would be that he wishes to change the nature of reality through the reunion of worlds, that he wishes to create a new, perfect world where all things are possible or simultaneously true, and death is obsolete, where all beings get to exist together forever, his own perverse Buddha field, or a twisted nirvana, a promised land of his own design. I believe his goal could be either of these, or something that lies between them. This is the extent of my understanding of Sephiroth's goal. I feel there isn't much evidence to clearly define it. However, I will expand upon it at greater depth in my final thematic evaluation of these games. Thank you for watching. A complete plausible explanation of FF7R can be found on my channel. Or for more like this, please like and subscribe.